The ecosystems that can be identified during this case study can be broadly classified into two main categories: aquatic and terrestrial. For aquatic, we have plantic and wetlands ecosystem, while for terrestrial, we have forest ecosystem. Let's start with the aquatic ecosystems. First, we have plantic ecosystems. These are bodies of water where water is still, such as ponds and lakes. Within these ecosystems, we can identify three different zones. First, the littoral zone. This is the shallow, nearshore area where sunlight penetrates to the bottom, allowing plants to grow. Next is the limnatic zone. This is the open surface water where sunlight can penetrate but not reach the bottom, supporting plankton and fish. Lastly, the profunder zone. This is the deep water area where sunlight does not reach and is typically colder and denser. Next, we have wetlands. These areas are characterized by water covering the soil, either permanently or seasonally. Wetlands act as natural water filters and are home to a diverse range of plant and animal species. Examples of wetlands include rivers, mangroves, and swamps. Moving on to terrestrial ecosystems. The primary terrestrial ecosystem at RLL is the forest. This ecosystem consists of forests and their resources. At RLL, we found tropical evergreen rainforests, which are dense, green, and rich in biodiversity throughout the year. These forests play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance and providing habitat for numerous species.
The abiotic factors from rainforest ecosystem are light, soil, water, temperature, atmospheric gases, and wind. And the biotic factor for rainforest ecosystem we classify into two interactions, which is intraspecific interaction and interspecific interaction.
The first limiting factor for rainforests is light intensity. Rainforest typically has very dense and tall trees which will limit the sunlight from getting into the plants that are on the roots or at the lower ground. However, these plants has their own adaptations, such as fern will climb at a tall tree to reach for more sunlight. Besides that, the water is another limiting factor as well, since rainforests have sandy soil which are very bad at retenting the water and the nutrients. Hence, the water will be always flushed away when there's a heavy rain.
In a mangrove ecosystem, several abiotic factors play crucial role, like the salinity, water, soil, light, and temperature. The biotic factor for the mangrove ecosystem can be classified into three types of interaction, which are intraspecific interaction, interspecific interaction, and symbiotic relationship.
The first limiting factor for mangrove forest is soil type. The soil type of mangrove forest is clay soil, which is able to retain more nutrients and water compared to sandy soil. They can retain nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus, which are important to the growth of mangrove. Besides that, the salinity is another limiting factor as well. Mangrove can adapt to high salinity of water. However, if the salinity is too high, it might not be able to survive.
Next, we're moving to the land ecosystem. The land ecosystem is rich in abiotic factors, including water, light, nutrients, temperature, and pH. As you can see, we categorize the biotic factor for land ecosystem into three types of interaction, which are the intraspecific interaction, interspecific interaction, and food web dynamic.
Limiting factors for pond. First is predation and competition. There are competition for resources among the aquatic species inside a pond for resources such as food and water. Besides that, pH is another limiting factor as well, as if the pH is too high or too low, that there indicates that there is too much toxic, which will toxic the aquatic species and kills them.
This future experience has helped us to better understand our responsibility and roles as a citizen. First, when we are in the mangrove area, we should use the eco-friendly product. For example, if we are using the sunscreen, insect repellent, or other products, we should choose the eco-friendly options to avoid contaminating the water and soil. And then we should stick to marked trails and follow any pause signs or guidelines to minimize the impact on the mangrove environment. Secondly, when we are by the lake, we should avoid the activities that can pollute the water, such as using non-biodegradable soaps or detergents. And then we should ensure that we are not litter, including plastic, food waste, or any other pollutants left behind. We should use the designated trash and recycling bin if available. And then we should pack out what we are packed into the mangrove area. By fulfilling this responsibility, the citizens can contribute to the conservation and sustainability of mangrove areas, ensuring that this critical ecosystem will continue to thrive for our future generation.
I was impressed by the trip to the Real Living Lab, where I saw many types of plants and animals within the school grounds. We also learned a lot of skills and abilities from this activity. The environment in Real Living Lab provides a great chance for us to observe the interaction between plants and animals in the surrounding, and also learn their adaptation to survive in the environment. There are some species of fish in Real Living Lab that is used for experimental purpose, such as Osphonemus gourami. Through the experience of this visit, our knowledge of ecology were being enriched. Moreover, we also learned to work as team, and our communication skill was improved as well. Visiting a Real Living Lab significantly enhanced understanding by combining between theoretical concepts and practical application. This visit widened our vision that we were not learning the theory from the books, but we can feel and touch it with our hands and saw it with our eyes. This experience makes the knowledge more real to us. Through the experience, we learn to cooperate with others to work as a team. This visit also helped us to build up our critical thinking skills. In short, this visit helped us to build our passion and curiosity to learn more about the subject.
Ada kan? Nampak orang tak? Ha, lupa.
Oh ya? Mana dia pergi?